Hello and welcome to the Downtown Eastside Artist Showcase. My name is Anjalica. I am a poet, community organizer, facilitator, and also the social media anchor of Everybody is In, that works in the Downtown Eastside as a series of community hubs addressing crucial issues and addressing the triple-fold crisis in the Downtown Eastside. I am also a musician and many other things. My family are settlers from India, where I was born in Chandigarh, and I was raised here on these unceded lands, which I love to call my home. And this is Ali Laube, the one and only.
I'm Ali. I am the Associate Director of Cushy Entertainment, and I'm also the communications anchor for Everybody is In, which Angelica already explained beautifully. I have been a musician and a part of the local arts community in Vancouver for my entire adult life, and putting together this showcase was an absolute dream come true to show off some of the amazing talent that we have in this neighborhood that often doesn't get a platform. I want to tell you a little bit more, I guess I should say, about myself. I'm also a queer mixed-race woman whose parents are also of mixed heritage. My mother is primarily British and Lebanese, and my father is primarily Chilean and French.
We also wanted to talk about the lands that we're on. Redgate Studios, which we are so blessed and privileged to be filming at, is located on the unceded, unsurrendered territories, which means that's just a fancy word to say settler colonialism. And the people of these lands are the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh people. We would like to acknowledge that we are settlers on these lands where we work, play, live, and practice. There is an overrepresentation of Indigenous people in the Downtown Eastside where we do work. And this is something that we want to remember as we consider how we can live in right relations with these lands. And one way is to respect the causes led by Indigenous peoples to protect these lands that we live on.
We also have a few people that we want to thank before we go into the programming for the day. The first one is SoCan and Sound On, who provided a huge amount of support through CJSF, another one of our partners. Everybody is In was provided with support through Vancouver Foundation Small Arts Grant. We also got some art supplies from Pretty East Fan Designs, and we got meals from HAVE Culinary Society.
Yes, we could not do it without our sponsors. Coming up next, we have my best friend and sibling, Angelic Proof. Angelic, aka Angeliquoi, is a spoken word poet, an interdisciplinary artist, a media activist, a community organizer residing on the stolen, unceded lands of the Musqueam, Tsleil-Waututh, and Squamish people. Their work is frequently situated between art, activism, and the truth. Angelic has been known to summon ghosts back to life as they unearth truths about diaspora, lineage, sexuality, consent, gender, and forgiveness. They've shared the stage with clowns like me, comedians, politicians, scientists, rabbis. I have been to many of their performances, some of which include sharing the stage with Shane Koizan at the Vogue Theater 2019. That was a good night. That was a beautiful night. With the Tiny Tricycle Poets, I remember it. The Museum of Anthropology and the UN Peacekeeping Defense Ministerial. I love them. We love them.
Everyone loves them.
Everyone loves them. Introducing former Everybody's In social media coordinator, Angelic Proof.
He asked to choke me politely, and I'm a dancing network of yeses and nos. I'm intramural games with boys being boys ranked my looks. I'm somewhat hot. I'm Mike's MSN status on how bad I smell. The teachers agreed he had a crush. I am pushed dick pics and pulled bra straps. I am hunted. I am complimented. I am learning that virginity is took from you and your blood and tear. Holding hurt is a sign of womanhood, and I am every kind of fuckable, worthy of woman flesh. My lips are a bright red, sexy stop sign. Sex stops being painful after the first time, and now my blood is my fault. So I come in a vault of reclaiming and giving in. Handcuffed in gold's chokehold, I fold in the violence of the male gaze. I say yes, like an unread offering, a smile glittering through my teeth, gritted. I say yes, and I'm the men on Tinder, who are the men at the poetry shows, who are the men at the gym, who are the men in my mouth, stuttering between theft and sex, choking on the tongue of the culture I study, preaching an echo from someone else's climax. I learn to shame myself from the inside out, to reject the feminist in me academically. I learned that a feminist wordsmith can't find herself in celibacy or sex. White dictionaries call celibacy the act of not giving into the dirty. The dirty is what happens to you. White wordies say that your pain is not synonymous with his pleasure. At most, your pain is an omitted consonant in its pronunciation, read but never remembered. However, if women wrote the Oxford, sex would be defined as the communal touch of the unabsolved assaults that sleep in our nervous system. Sex would be defined as the communal touch of the unabsolved assaults that sleep in our nervous system. Sex would be defined as the communal touch of the unabsolved assaults that sleep in our nervous system. I say yes, and my body bends backwards in sacrifice for this scripture. Satisfying men is the learned sound of my freedom. I try to heal through the moans and bodies that hurt me. I try to heal through these hymns. I try to heal through these hymns. And I am every religion I ever believed in, pointing its fingers back at me. I am 17 love letters in handwriting I can't read anymore. I'm 16 faked orgasms. I'm 15 attempts at stripping pubic hair. I'm 14 fingernails in my vagina, forcing my smile out. I'm 14, and I do not know the hurt that I have ignored. I'm 14, and mankind is indeed just that. I'm 12 years old, and the boys think that I am somewhat hot. I'm thankful to be seen, hollow. I say yes, and I'm 23 years old, trying to unlearn how to uncheat the intimacy stolen in my esophagus, how to hear my consent without a performance, when my pleasure is all his and his pleasure is hinged to my pain, my anatomy a worshipped question mark, my wet prayers undiscussed, birthed from the male orgasms. How do I know if I want what he wants? As I shaved my legs while you watched, my coral released. I bled in front of you 1,000 times, and then I laughed and sank in the bathtub, like it was the ocean, like you were the siren, like I knew the me that exists further than this bathroom mirror could. I saw myself when I look at you, further than this living memorial in my body, the forgiveness and entropy, the vows that sit on mountains calling for me to obey out. I become the way you stare at me, an axe eating up the forest I worked so hard to grow. I show my fertile rod to you, to myself, but really who I am wants to be meaningless sex, DMs, and needs. Wants to really shrink in their happy layers when you look at me like that. Who I am chops her hair off and you break their wall after wall after wall until the blood brick that guarded itself from you, from me, is stared out at as you knock on this limit until the limit is shattered off. until there's nothing but the pain of 1,000 orchestras mourning, until I see you and you see me in my hideous disease, in my seizing on God, in my crumpled paper cupped between two hands, a woman more naked than Skeleton or any action ever done in it. I am the me outside of the vigil, and I am the me outside of the voodoo in my family kitchen sink. You refuse to let me forget who I am, and I am the me outside of the blood. I am the me that's not just physical. I am me behind the prayer. I am me before the vigil. And I am here, soaring out. And I'm 1,000 times more beautiful than I ever imagined myself. And I am 1,000 times more beautiful than I ever imagined myself. And I forgive. And I forgive. And I am Ralph. And I am here. And I am here. And I am here. And I am trauma's womb, watching itself grow up. I sing myself taller. I chatter in purity. My mercy becomes an opera because I am divine where I hated myself. I let go. I stare at you in this intimate fluidity, looking at exactly where I hate myself. I am good. I deserve loving myself exactly where you hate me. I am good. I deserve loving myself exactly where I love me. I am good. I see